Hi, I'm Margo Hetzke. Welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County. Begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, we have the Greece Odyssey baseball team. The Leopards actually got a game in and won it. At number 2, Penfield's girls lacrosse team is off to a 3-0 start. Top-ranked team in the region is 3-0 after beating Canandaigua. Lindsay Gamer, a name that works, scored 3 goals. And at number 1, we put the Churchville Chili boys lacrosse team. The Saints served a little notice, opening with a victory over Canandaigua. Joey Johnson got the overtime game winner. Mike Yell stopped 14 shots. Which brings us to McQuaid and the Knights' shortest season stars. Of the 3 high school sports seasons, the spring really gets shorted in Rochester, and few feel it as intimately as the golfers. Rain greeted the McQuaid Knights as they began tryouts at Shadow Lake. The process is daunting. There are nearly 60 players competing for just 24 available spots.
We're very popular. JV, is a really budding program. I think that was one of the best things we ever did, was put in a JV program. And it's very competitive. The guys kid around. They say that tryouts is the first major of the year for them.
8 of the 10 varsity jobs are spoken for, and 3 of those are occupied by returning all Greater Rochester players. Sectional champions 3 times in the last 4 years, the Knights are once again stacked.
It's very competitive. We have a lot of good players. A lot of the other schools, we would have a couple of varsity teams from all the guys we have, but luckily we have a deep team, so it helps us throughout the season, and hopefully we'll be able to put together a good year.
That's if we ever locate spring.
Over the winter, I work a lot at Fort Performance Golf, indoor training and weightlifting, and it really helps once you get outside. It really transfers.
But deep down, don't you wish this was Orlando?
I do, but we'll make do. Gotta love the Rochester area.
Michael Lane, whose brother Andrew plays at Notre Dame now, discovered the perfect solution to a long golfless winter. He plays hockey and was a member of that state championship team at McQuaid 2 years ago.
A lot of hockey players play golf and vice versa. They complement each other well. Whereas, golf's a very individual sport, especially when we're not playing for McQuaid. But I think it definitely is important when you play hockey to learn that team aspect and environment. And, you can bring that, especially I'm a co-captain of the golf team, to bring that to the golf team and try to, help the younger players, help the new kids really improve their games and kind of instill that discipline in them.
Coming up in our ESL Scholastic Sports Spotlight, an intercontinental cross trainer.
Hi, I'm Lucky Edwards. You're watching the Vision's High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by ESL Federal Credit Union. For more than 90 years, ESL has been investing in the region where we live and raise our families through personal banking, business banking, and wealth management. With ESL's shared commitment to the community and support for local sports and family events, everyone wins. ESL answers to you. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us with the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat brought to you by ESL Federal Credit Union. ESL answers to you. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. Our top 3 of the past week. At number 3, Webster Raiders' Mike Trass. Mike scored 3 goals, including the double overtime game winner for the Warriors boys lacrosse team, which beat Irondequoit. And number 2, how about Margaret Kennelly of the Bishop Kearney softball team? Margaret hit a home run in her first at-bat of the season. And at number 1, we go for an Edison Tech alum, Dr. Bettina Love, who's been invited to Washington, D.C. to speak to the White House Council on Women and Girls. Love authored Hip Hop's Little Sisters Speak, Negotiating Hip-Hop Identities and Politics in the New South. Wow. That brings us to another wow. Morgan Shield is our Intercontinental Cross Trainer, and she's also in our ESL Scholastic Sports Spotlight. She's not your typical 3-sport athlete. Morgan Shield plays soccer in the fall and softball in the spring. It's what she does in between that really sets her apart.
The gates are open. Morgan Shield on course. Huge back X. Ripping away down that middle lane, Shield. Big twister spread. Coming into the finish area.
I started skiing when I was 5 and at a Bristol Mountain, and I got swooped into the freestyle team when I was 10 at the Bump This. It was a local mogul competition, and I did it, and I fell in love with it ever since. And I met Johnny Kretz, my coach, and he's been a big part of my career ever since.
Did you fall in love with it because you were good, or are you good because you fell in love with it?
I'm good because I fell in love with it.
Morgan is the newest member of the United States Freestyle Ski Team, a 16-member group which includes 3 former Bristol Mountain team members. Shield finished 2nd in the women's mogul event at the World Junior Ski Championships in Valmolenco. That's in Italy. She returned from Europe just last week.
We had practice Saturday morning. I'm reading about her in the paper. You know, she flies in Friday night from Italy, and sure enough, Saturday morning at 10 a.m., she's swinging on doorways to get into the weight room upstairs for practice. I'm like, hey, didn't you just get in last night? So
that really kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, she's motivated, she's willing to work for it, and she's committed to the goal, and that's important.
It's great to be doing different things all throughout the year, and I love the team aspect of it, and it's a lot different than being alone on the slope going down. So it's a good change in pace.
The gates are open. Morgan Shield on course.
Not surprisingly, Shield is an important part of the Knights softball team, which returns almost intact from a year ago and figures to contend for sectional honors. Morgan plays center field.
Yeah, I'll tell you, she's a great softball player. I mean, for us, she's going to be a 3-year starter for us this year in the outfield. She came up with us as a freshman, her freshman year. She's our leadoff hitter. She's one of those girls that gets on base, steals bases, scores runs, and she's just an emotional leader for us.
And she's the team's designated celebrity.
You didn't grow up here, but you moved here for Ski and Snowboard Club Vail. Tell us a little bit about that.
I grew up in Rochester, New York, and I moved.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. We were also excited for Morgan. We didn't even expect to have her back here, which is really great that she is. She's so key to the game here. She's fast. She can get down and bunt. She hits the ball so hard, and she fields everything in the field. So it's crazy how she does both.
What's it like having her on this team? Does it change the dynamic at all, do you think?
Oh my gosh, yeah. She's the fastest one on our team, so she's definitely one of our elite players. So she's definitely one of the players that we look up to on our team.
And like she's in embarrassingly good shape, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. We all want to look like her, so yeah, she's in really good shape.
But the clock is ticking on her softball career, because as good as Morgan is, it's on the slopes that she'll make her mark. Has there ever been any pressure on you to just focus on just focus on the skiing and maybe put the soccer and the softball aside?
Yeah, it's definitely been up in the air. Ideas been tossed around, and I don't know. I probably will have to make some tough decisions in the future, but for now, it'll be a combination.
Yeah, but until you must resist that. Then you say, no, look, I really want to do these things for my high school, right?
Yeah, I love to play all the sports, and it's sort of in my thought process of, I have to focus on skiing, I have to do this, but you sort of have to say, yes, you have to set up your priorities and say, this is what I want to do and this is who I want to become, and if I don't do these things, then I can't become who I want to be, and softball and soccer are a part of that, so I like to do them.
She's waiting for me just across the ball.
Into the finish here.
Making the grade, Kim Burnson joins us next. Later on in our Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week, it's Webster and Fairport.
Hi, I'm Brayton Brusha, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back to the Vision Automotive High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. Making the Grade is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, proud to be Rochester's #1 selling automotive group. This week we head out to the Manchester Shortsville School District, where Shaylin Duty is making the grade. Shaylin is well known for her athleticism at Red Jacket High School. As a 3-sport athlete, she runs cross-country, outdoor track, and can adapt to any position she is needed at on the varsity basketball team. The court isn't the only place her versatility shines. Shaylin is a National Honor Society member and manages a daily schedule loaded with AP courses, all while maintaining an impressive GPA. After school, she focuses on yet another one of her talents, in music. Shaylin is an accomplished member of her high school's jazz band, where she can be spotted playing the saxophone amongst her fellow bandmates. Her incredible work ethic, both on and off the court, have earned junior Shaylin Duty the nomination for this week's Making the Grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, a team or individuals making contributions off the playing field, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Burnson, and here's Bill with a look at our Section 5 calendar.
It's spring break for the high schools this week, and a lot of teams went south on working vacations. There are still teams left in Rochester, though, and Tuesday brings the 2 best boys lacrosse games of the week. Aquinas and the area's leading scorer, Alex Bianchi, senior with 17 goals and 14 assists in just 6 games, hosts Fairport, a team we'll take a look at in a few minutes. That game's at 5 o'clock. And Churchville Chili, making a stand for the West Side lacrosse programs, plays at Webster Thomas, a team we'll take a look at in just a few minutes. That game's at 7 o'clock. Just some of the Section 5 events that you should consider taking in this week. Up next, it's Webster and Fairport boys lacrosse in our Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Karsten, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Cellino and Barnes. Car accident? Don't wait. Call 888-8888. Call Cellino and Barnes today. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat brought to you by Cellino and Barnes, your personal injury attorneys. In this year of the never-ending winter, lacrosse seems to be the only sport capable of standing up to the weather. In our Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week, this week, a boys' game, it's Webster Thomas against Fairport. This is a battle between the top 2 seeded teams in last year's sectionals, neither of which won the title, which was won by Penfield. Lesson learned.
One of the things that we always try to do is try to get kids in early in the year so that at the end of the year, you get injuries, kids are comfortable and feeling good. Right now our goal is not to play our best lacrosse now, but at end of May and June.
But this was Fairport against Webster, a tough matchup to downplay.
We have a great relationship. It's a really healthy competition. I enjoy these coaching staffs. We go to clinics, we hang out with these guys, have dinner with these guys. I'm originally from Fairport, Mike's originally from Webster, and Mike was my assistant coach and I was here. And there's a lot of tradition and connections between these 2 programs, and it's a great opportunity to play a great program. And we're just happy to go out and compete. Really, that's where we're at right now.
Penalties and power plays dominated the early portion of this matchup. Thomas wound up penalized for an early slash, and Fairport immediately cashed in. Cameron Gebhardt fed Dylan DeLorme, both sophomores, for the game's first goal. A stick to the head call put a Raider in the penalty box for 2 minutes, and it was Thomas's turn to score with a man up.
Check to the head, 2 minutes, full time.
24 seconds after the call, Vinny Calcagno fed Kevin Hill for the equalizer.
Yeah, we were man up. We worked the ball around nice. Got an open look, and I just shot it.
The game early on was dominated by a lot of penalties and penalty, power play, man up goals. How did that sit with you guys?
Yeah, we got in the box a lot. We should have been more disciplined out there, but we both teams were in the box a lot. We were already man up, and Fairport played really well on man up. Give them credit for that.
Take it back!
The trend continued with another Thomas player in the box. Fairport got another man-up goal. This time, Justin Kesserling fed Ryan Bowen, who found space from what appeared to be an impossible angle, for a 2-1 lead.
The goalie seemed to me like he was out of position, so I figured I might as well try to sneak it in where it was open. So, goal was open, I gotta go for where it's white.
In a man-up situation, you guys were good on the power play, I thought.
Yeah, I thought we did a great job. Our percentage was really high. Our plays were working really well. Just the simple open set seemed to be working really nicely. So, you're just putting them in and keep doing what you're doing if it's working well for you, right?
The game's first even strength goal came with 3:31 left in the first quarter. Kyle McAvoy got it unassisted. It was 3-1 Fairport after 1. In the second quarter, the Raiders scored their third man-up goal of the game. Kesserling, unassisted, made it a 4-1 game. Thomas was clearly frustrated by that turn of events.
We got in the box a lot, obviously. We can't get all those penalties. Transition was a big deal. We weren't getting in on transition, but, they had momentum going in, so.
Hung in there late with just a little bit, too little, too late kind of thing?
Yeah, it was a little too late. We tried to get some momentum going back in, but it was just, we tried, and then, like I said, we just kept getting back in the box, which can't happen, so.
Cam Isaac got that one back for the Titans, who with 6:01 left of the half, were down only 4-2. But the Raiders finished the quarter strong, scoring 3 more before halftime. Kesserling picked up his second assist of the contest to Gebhardt. It was 7-2 Fairport as the teams huddled over intermission. Fairport scored first in the second half in what was the goal of the game. Bowen fed Kesserling, who went behind his back to make it 8-2.
Me and my friends come out here a lot when we don't have practice and we just screw around with our sticks, and he threw me a good pass and I just threw it good. I put it behind my back, so credit to Bowen for the great pass. So.
But there are times, that's a helpful shot to have in your bag, isn't it?
Yeah. You always have to, no matter where you are on the field, you got to have everything in case that happens. So it was a good pass and everything.
6 goals down, Thomas made a bid to get back in it. Hill picked up his second goal of the game to make it 9-4.
Number 4, Kevin Hill with the goal for Webster.
And after Fairport incurred a double penalty, the Titans were in position to crawl closer. But Fairport senior defenseman Sam Dobin went the length of the field shorthanded and found fellow senior Ryan Crater. It was 10-4 Raiders. That was the killer. As that play develops, at what point do you realize that this is going to be an offensive opportunity?
I guess when he got over half field and it was just him and one other defenseman. I guess that's when I realized, and I figured I should cut to the goal.
Kesserling had 2 goals and 2 assists. Delorme and Bowen each wound up with 3 goals. Fairport owned an impressive 14-7 win.
Coming in as the underdog, I think we made a pretty big statement, being 4th and them being ranked above us. So, we were just gunning to make a statement and look good out here. And I think we showed everybody in Section 5 that we're here to play.
Yeah, you pay attention to those rankings then, huh?
Oh yeah, our coach made sure that we knew who was ranked where before the game. So we wanted to come out here and make a big deal out of it, and so we did.
And that'll do it for today. Webster Thomas 7, your Fairport Red Raiders 14.
Good game, Thomas.
Good game, Thomas.
We'd like to thank our Sports Beat sponsorship partners, Ross Salino and Stephen Barnes, your personal injury attorneys, ESL Federal Credit Union. ESL answers to you. And the 9 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group, they all make the Sports Beat possible. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.